Hi Soul Tribe, it's Renee Asiri coming to you live from InsideJobHealing.com with this week's Astro Energy Forecast for the Collective. So, we are approaching eclipse season because we have the full moon in Taurus coming up on November 19th. So not too long now, we just had a new moon, so new beginnings. So hopefully you're experiencing those new beginnings. Hopefully you're experiencing some sort of forward momentum, even with the Saturn and Uranus square that we've been facing all year in 2021. So the good news is that we are moving forward, and actually Mars is in a better sign now, because Mars used to be in a sign it didn't like. It was in Libra, but now it's in Scorpio. So Mars is in Scorpio, which is good news because it likes it better. And so I hope that you've been feeling a quickening and kind of an energy to start getting things done. I know a lot of people out there with the astrology and with the spiritual community, like Phil Good and Lori Ladd, have already also confirmed that we're not going to be full steam ahead. We've still got about a month or so where we're still kind of in a holding pattern, but I do feel some momentum, some hope springing to propel us forward and finally finish this crazy cycle of 2 steps forward, 1 step back that we've been experiencing in 2021. So I do feel that forward momentum. Hit me up in the comments and let me know if you feel it too. I don't think we're full steam ahead. I think that is going to take a month or two before we kind of like catapult ourselves really forward and free ourselves completely, with Uranus telling us to be free and make changes, but with Saturn pulling us back and being in the status quo with limitation and restrictions and boundaries. So that's still an ongoing theme for this year, but I do feel some momentum. So besides Mars being in Scorpio, actually Mercury just got into Scorpio, and it is Scorpio season because the sun is in Scorpio. And what I've noticed with that is I'm ruled by Mercury. So if you're somebody who is ruled by the planet of Mercury, you might want to check. So if you're a Virgo or if you're a Gemini, you might want to check how you've been feeling. Like for me personally, I have been communicating on a very deep level some deep, complex emotions, which I normally don't do because I'm usually a very private person. And so I've found it kind of, I'm taken aback, to be honest. I'm a little bit surprised, but I have found myself being a little bit more emotionally communicative, talking about very deep topics like loss and grief and things like that. So you might be experiencing some really deep emotions as well, because Mercury is the planet of communication, and it is in the sign of Scorpio, which is very deep, and it's all about complex emotions and sexual intimacy. So that's something else to kind of be mindful of, is, check your communication. Have you been a little bit more vulnerable? Have you been a little bit more vocal about some of the deep things, some of the things that you've gone through in your life, and kind of communicating that to somebody, whether you're in a relationship with them or not, maybe even perhaps a really close dear friend. So that's something else that's going on. And I keep telling everyone, it's kind of like Game of Thrones. Winter is coming. So if you are single, get yourself a cuddle buddy, because winter is coming. And not only that, but the planet of love, harmony, resources, and money, Venus, which rules Libra, is unfortunately going to go retrograde. And it's not like Mercury. We get Mercury retrogrades like 3 times a year. To people's chagrin, people don't really like when Mercury goes retrograde because it affects communication, technology, travel, and contracts. Well, guess what? Venus only goes retrograde once every 1.5 years. And so it is something to be noted, and it goes for a while, because you have the pre-shadow, then you have the official retrograde, and then you have the post-shadow. So essentially we're going to be experiencing that from November 18th, so right before the full moon in Taurus, to early March, right? So it's a whole thing, guys, and it is Venus, so it rules relationships, money markets, resources, pleasure, joy, harmony, all that good stuff. So it's a very important planet for us on Earth. And so we're going to have the pre-shadow retrograde of Venus happening from November 18th to December 19th. And then it officially goes retrograde from December 19th until January 29th. And then from January 29th to early March, I believe March 2nd perhaps, it's going to be the post shadow. So essentially for the later half of November to the beginning of March, we're going to be experiencing some sort of Venus retrograde in one way or another. Venus is already in Capricorn, which is a very practical sign, a very earthly sign, a very grounded sign. So anyway, so I'll talk more about that next time, and I might recount the dates as well, but you can always watch this video. But essentially, that means that it is going to affect romance. People are going to be coming back just like they do during Mercury retrograde, but that usually doesn't work out in Mercury retrograde, and it usually doesn't work out with Venus retrograde either. Okay, so just be mindful if people from your past come out of the woodwork, relationships and things like that. You know, or even if you meet someone new during Venus retrograde, like the official retrograde December 19th through January 29th, it's probably not going to work out because you're not going to be seeing them clearly. And so, yeah, so just keep all that in mind. You might want to grab somebody before November 19th to cuddle with for the winter. Yeah, and our gift giving is going to be very practical since Venus is in Capricorn and all that good stuff. So, and also we have, yeah, the full moon's in Taurus, and Taurus is all about luxury, and it's all about earth and material things. So we have a lot of activities going on with practical matters, earthly matters, material matters. So it's going to be interesting. And the full moon in Taurus on November 18th is actually 19th, I should say, is going to kick off eclipse season. It's a partial lunar eclipse, and as you know, usually during eclipse seasons, there's a lot of shakeups and turbulence and stuff like that. So we are going to have an interesting few weeks, so definitely enjoy your time now while we have a little bit of a reprieve and it's more chill. I do have to say there was a lot of frustration energy for the collective in the air on Monday. This might have affected you. If it has, just hit me up. But yeah, there was a lot of frustration and anger in the air collectively. I think we're just tired. We're tired of this whole back and forth of not really pushing forward, having all these obstacles and blocks and restrictions in our way because of Saturn, and then just feeling really frustrated because Uranus is pushing us to change and be a rebel and you know, and just really push forward and create really major changes in our lives. So that's still going on, guys. So you might be feeling that as well, that push and pull. So yeah, Monday was a lot of frustration, anger energy. Yesterday was a lot of like kinetic, hectic energy. Again, I think it's because Mars is starting to like move forward because it's in Scorpio. It's in a sign that it likes better. So yeah, so there's just some really interesting things going on, interesting things coming down the pike. So this week, like I said, just, you know, take advantage of this week. It's a little bit more chill before eclipse season. It's a little bit more chill before the Venus retrograde. You know, we have 4 planets that have gone direct in October. Yeah, so just take advantage of that, guys. Try to kind of get a few things checked off your checklist and try to move forward. But don't be discouraged if things don't get really moving until a month or two. That's completely natural, but do the best you can and put one foot in front of the other. All right, guys. Renee Asiri with InsideJobHealing.com. Love you guys. Hit me up if you're interested in my one-on-one sessions or my Lifestyle Reset and Thrive transformation course. I'd love to talk. And spread the word, like, follow, share these videos, and let me know what content you want to hear. All right, love you guys.